Darth Vader Issue 1 sees Vader remember his duel with Luke Skywalker on Bespin, cutting his hand off and telling Luke that he is his father, and together they can destroy the Emperor and rule the galaxy as father and son. Luke soon drops from the weather vane as Vader watches on, soon leaving and watching the Millennium Falcon escape from Bespin's orbit. Leaving for his shuttle, he tells his Death Troopers that they will leave immediately as the forensics droid Z-67 joins him, boarding the ship with his equipment. Grand Vizier Masa Mida meanwhile contacts Admiral Piet, telling him the Emperor wishes to see Vader, but Piet spots Vader's shuttle heading into hyperspace, forced to tell Palpatine that Vader is unavailable, making the Sith Lord laugh. On the shuttle, Vader reprograms Z-67, making it so if the droid ever reveals what happens on this mission to anyone, he will self-destruct. Z-67 says that that's wonderful news, wanting to know everything. Vader wants to look into Skywalker, learning from the droid that he disappeared without a trace from Bespin. Vader knows for now that they will track down everyone who ever hid the boy from him and destroy them. Z-67 says that in that case, they should start where the boy was first seen. Tatooine. The shuttle arrives at the desert planet, catching the attention of some pirates hiding in orbit. They note that the shuttle is unguarded, thinking that it is there on a diplomatic mission or maybe a bribery mission, meaning that there will be credits on board. The ship radios into its gang as Vader lands, meeting with Lieutenant Ardo Banch, who is told by the Death Troopers that he will stay out of Vader's way. Vader and Z-67 access the Imperial records, getting the information they need, which leads them to the burned out Lars homestead. Vader begins remembering things as Z-67 recounts how Owen and Beru, after getting the farm from Klieg Lars, adopted Luke Skywalker, who was known for his piloting skills in the area. Vader enters the workshop, remembering the tools he used to work with when he was there. Z-67 mentions the Tusken Raiders and how they killed Shmi Skywalker, and after that, the village of Tuskens nearby was seemingly massacred. Vader remembers killing them before seeing Padme tell him to run away with him and raise their child. However, Anakin knows that they don't need to run anymore since he has brought peace to the Republic. He sees Luke, his mother, and Padme falling from him, knowing his connection to them makes him weak. So he leaves the homestead, igniting his lightsaber and itching to kill something, but the droid knows that there is no one left for him to punish. Soon, Vader senses something and the droid points out two graves are nearby. Vader uncovers them with the Force, but the droid cannot detect if it's Owen and Beru's graves, although he could dig them up to be sure. Vader, however, knows that one of the graves is his mother, since he buried her there. Soon the Imperial lieutenant arrives with news of a transmission, but suddenly the speeder is blown up by cannon fire from the arriving pirates. Despite the explosion and fire, Vader still stands as the pirates descend onto the homestead, noting Vader is somehow still alive. Vader walks through the fire as the droid knows that these men aren't the traitors that Vader was looking for, but nonetheless, Vader will punish them. Using the Force, the Dark Lord brings down one of the ships, cutting it up with his saber. The surviving pirates open fire on Vader, but the Sith cuts them down with ease as the Death Troopers arrive, but the battle is already over. Vader, however, tells Z-67 that their mission has just begun as they head for Coruscant, where he rips his way into the sealed apartment of Padme Amidala. Z-67 is confused as to why they are there, but learns from Vader that Padme was Skywalker's mother, allowing the droid to connect the dots that Jedi Knight Anakin Skywalker was the father. Vader knows that Amidala's most trusted allies would have known she was pregnant, and he wonders if they brought her here or left a trace after she died here. Z-67 finds the security recordings for that time period after her death are actually missing, meaning someone wanted to hide something here. Scanning the room, the droid finds a scout transmitter, and interfacing with it, he sees who it's reporting to. On Vendaxa, a group of vicious alien creatures breach a bunker. The Gungan officer inside tells his commander that they need to evac now, but the commander refuses to do so, not without their crew. Soon Darth Vader arrives, cutting through the creatures with ease before coming face to face with the commander, who, surprising Vader, appears to be Padme Amidala. Darth Vader Issue 1 was another fantastic entry into the Star Wars canon and Vader storyline, moving everything up to match the current Star Wars ongoing's post-Empire Strikes Back story. I like the idea of Vader trying to investigate where his son came from and how he came to be, which leads him to some really surprising reveals, seemingly that Padme is still alive. Now obviously it's not Padme, it's almost certainly one of her handmaidens, most likely Sabe, who I believe was still alive at the end of Revenge of the Sith, so I cannot wait to see how Greg Pak plays ways with this, since it's really cool seeing Vader put in a position where he's not holding all of the cards and he's in a position of vulnerability and kind of caught off guard by this revelation. So it's really cool to have Vader show this kind of vulnerability and what that might actually cost him. I'm going to give this issue a 9.5 out of 10.